Greetings, Mount Vernon High School students, staff, parents, and the greater community. It is about that time for Mount Vernon High School to share with you our State of the School address. Part of our State of the School address will include conversations with students. It will include a conversation with parents. It will include a presentation of data and all of the adjustments that we have made as a school to make sure that our students are best prepared for school, for life, beyond Mount Vernon High School. Part of the State of School address will include information as it relates to the continued improvement of Mount Vernon High School, both structurally and academically. It will talk to you and share with you some of the initiatives that we've put in place for after-school Regents Prep, tutoring, and other academic support services. It'll talk to you a little bit about the training that we have put in place alongside the district to make sure that our staff is well prepared and understand the technology that they will need, the training that they will need, and a focus on student achievement. The Mount Vernon High School State of the School address will be presented to Mount Vernon High School, its students, and the entire community on Thursday, April 21st at 6:30 p.m. I'm now joined by the Principal's Advisory Council, some members of our student body that join me for meetings about twice a week, 3 times a week, sometimes a little bit more sporadic. But I'm interested to get some insight from each of you. So I'm joined by Jahari White, Isha Muhammad, and Aaliyah Dinkins. So we'll begin just by asking you, what is the Principal's Advisory Council?
Well, the Principal's Advisory Council is a group of dedicated students that are basically like the liaison for the student body to the administration. So they help refer any problems, any issues, or to give any suggestions to help improve the school in itself.
How do you see your role as the liaison to the principal? Do you feel like students know who you are and they trust you to bring these issues to the principal? And when you meet with me, do you find that I'm responsive to the issues?
I feel as though those who know us trust us, but I wouldn't say that everybody in the school is aware of the Principal's Advisory Committee.
Definitely, as a whole, I don't think they're aware at all, but the people that are close to us, particularly our classmates, they come to us with problems, and we get back to you on those, but as a whole school, I don't think they really know our position. But as far as you being responsive, I feel like you're 100% responsive most times.
So I'm now joined by 3 additional students from the Principal's Advisory Council. We have Sade, Brianna, and Britannia. So when I often meet with students, and then during the last segment when we met with Jahari, he mentioned legacy. So I bring that up because you 2 of you at least, Sade and Britannia, you shared that students that were on the Principal's Advisory Council the last year sort of pushed you to do that. Do you think it is something that is that important that before you leave, you would have conversations with the underclassmen, the juniors, to say, hey, we really want Mount Vernon High School to continue to prosper, and so we're handing this torch down to you?
Yes, I definitely think it's something important to carry on. I mean, nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always going to be some kind of change that needs to happen. So I think it's very important that with every single year we have those new voices coming in talking about what they find issue with, because what we might be okay with doesn't really work for them. So I think as new students come in, our school needs to evolve. So I think it's very important for us to have those new voices coming in.
I really do think that we really should talk to someone or anyone or many people about this exact advisory committee, because when the students' voice aren't heard, they get angry, or they get angry at the school or the district, and they say, but no one talked to me, no one said anything to me. But there are ways to say something, join a club, go to the principal. So passing down this whole advisory committee is good, because then eventually it might even die out, because no one even heard about it. If we don't tell someone about it, how can it continue if no one is there in the club eventually?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we have to teach others to care, because there are like a lot of issues, but most of the times people sit down and they complain to each other, and they don't do anything about it, but they'll sit down and complain for months even, and not bring it up to authority like you, Mr. Gonzalez, or anybody in the office. And I feel like if you want something to be done, you have to take initiative and be a part of the change.
So I'm joined by Mr. Burnside and Mr. Pritchett, two of our teachers here at Mount Vernon High School that recently engaged in a competition with students, training them to create a mobile app. So what is that about? Tell me a little bit about this mobile app contest that you all participated in at Pace University.
Well, every year, Westchester County, in addition to Pace University, puts on a competition for high school students and college students throughout Westchester County to compete in creating a mobile app to address a specific issue. In this year, the issue was societal problems that older adults may deal with, and trying to bridge the divide between older adults and technology. So that was one of the competitions that we participated in. So this is the second year that we did that. We did that last year as well as this year also.
Mr. Pritchett, were you involved both years?
I was. So this is the second year being involved. So it was great being a part of it. This year was even a bit better because we had a better opportunity. For last year, we didn't have much information about it. This year we were better prepared for it. So the students worked really hard on creating the app. So they were really excited once they got to the competition, actually, and they actually won something. So it was just to see that joy to see them win was really exciting.
I'm joined by Ms. Erica Norton and Dr. Nellie Martinez, two teachers at Mount Vernon High School. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. I know that you each play roles inside the classroom and outside of the classroom, and I want to talk about that a little bit with each of you today. So Ms. Norton, let's begin with you. I know that you've been identified as a PD trainer for this year. I know that there's been a lot of learning going on this year, and the district is sponsoring a professional development committee. Why don't you tell us about that and your role on that PD committee?
Sure. So the district put out a survey in the beginning of the year, and teachers have decided what they needed as a professional development opportunity. So when the committee came together, we got together and we decided on Danielson rubric number 1, domain 1, where we taught teachers, or we trained teachers on planning and in preparation. And through that training, teachers were able to gain a full understanding of domain 1. The committee came back together after the professional development on March 9th, which was district-wide professional development. All teachers in the district received some professional development, facilitated by teachers and some outside vendors, but mostly teachers. Once we got back together, we looked at our feedback, and overall that feedback was very positive.
So Dr. Martinez, you're leading an effort after school for Regents Prep.
Yes.
And after school tutoring. Tell us about those efforts.
So the after school tutoring was created to help students with the Regents coming up in June to meet the Regents that need to be taken for the New York State's graduation requirements. I ran it last year, and we had a great number of students coming, over 100, between 100 and 115 students coming.
Wow.
It was last year, Monday to Thursday. It's going to be the same this year, Monday to Thursday from 3 to 5:30, and there'll be 2 different sessions, so students can go to 2 classes daily.
And what are those 2 classes? Have you set the schedule? Because I know it's beginning soon, isn't it?
Correct. I sent out letters home with the schedule. I put flyers around, and teachers are helping me out also, trying to encourage these students to go to the after-school program. In addition, counselors are focusing on students that need to graduate and pass the Regents. So they're working on scheduling those students in the program.
I'm now joined by Geraldine Escamilla, one of our juniors here at Mount Vernon High School. So if a freshman or a sophomore wanted to have their voice heard, how do they do that? Or a junior or a senior, in fact, if anyone wants to have their voice heard, what are some of the things they can do as students here?
Well, we have the class advisors, we have student government who they can approach, we have the teachers who are in charge of each grade, so they can go to them. They could also come to Principal's Advisory Committee and come speak to us, shout out their ideas to us, and we get them back to you.
Talk to me a little bit about the support that you receive as a student at Mount Vernon High School. You're involved in extracurriculars, you have some academic things that you're involved in. How do you feel supported by the staff here at Mount Vernon High School?
Well, we have those great teachers and then we have those good teachers. So like Mr. Gushes, just by listening to us, by expanding all these books into our setting, it's just amazing. The debates we have, the history teachers, guidance counselors are great. They're a great support system. You're a great support system. There's all these teachers around that we could always approach to. And if it's not one, there's another. So we're always feeling supported. But specifically because we have so much going on in our high school careers. So it's like, as a freshman, you come in and you're so overwhelmed by all these students, and then 4 years go by and you're a senior applying to college, so you need the support.
Good afternoon. My name is Sade Leslie, and I'm here with Principal Gonzalez, and I'll be interviewing him for this segment. So, Principal Gonzalez, you've served as principal for 5 years here, and you've done tremendous work. We've seen the growth in our school in the areas such as graduation rate, stabilizing attendance, and a decrease in student infractions. Are there any specific things that you think were most helpful in achieving these?
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm humbled to have had this opportunity to serve as the principal of Mount Vernon High School. We've certainly made some significant improvements. We still have a long ways to go, and we realize that. But I'll begin with just focusing on those improvements that you mentioned specifically. And I'll start with people. We have an outstanding staff. We have a great group of people, both inside Mount Vernon High School as well as outside of Mount Vernon High School, which expands to the community, which expands to our parents, which expands to alumni that have come through Mount Vernon High School and share their sense of pride of what it means to be educated at Mount Vernon High School. And so you have to begin with that, the people that make this job a fun place to be, and an outstanding opportunity to watch our students like yourself grow and go out and do wonderful things. My first year here at Mount Vernon High School, I actually did a one-on-one interview with almost all staff. So I sat with them for about 10-15 minutes. Some of them wanted 20 to 30 minutes. But I sat with them for about 10-15 minutes, and we just talked. We talked about some of the goals that they had individually, some of the goals that collectively we could come up with, and what their vision of excellence was and what their vision of an outstanding school would look like. And so we focused on the people first. The next thing that I think was needed here was just a sense of stability. And so me being here for the 5 years that I've been here now has created that sense of stability. And so I think there's a level of comfort that the staff share comes with knowing and understanding that the vision is what it is. And even though some people may not fully agree with the vision, because there's a sense of stability, they come to understand it.
Hi, my name is Sade Leslie. I'm a senior here at Mount Vernon High School, and I am also a member of Future Business Leaders of America.
Hello, my name is Ashleen Charles. I am a 15-year-old sophomore here, also a member of the FBLA.
Hello, my name is Johari White. I'm 17 years old, and I'm also a member of FBLA here at Mount Vernon High School.
So today we'll be sharing with you a little bit of our experience in FBLA and the recent state conference that we attended, and we all won our competition. So we'll be just sharing with you a little bit about our club, how we find this effective, and how we kind of became a part of it. So I guess I'll start off. So I started last year in Future Business Leaders of America. There was a senior last year. Her name was Michaela Bell, and she participated within the club, and she was really invested. We were in National Honor Society together, and she told me about it, so I decided, why not join and see what it's all about? And ever since then, I've been a part, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Last year, I competed for client services, and this year, I competed for public speaking too. And recently at the state conference, I placed top 2, which means that I qualify for nationals, which will be hosted in Atlanta, Georgia this year in the summertime. And thank you. So now, Ashley.
Well, this year, it was actually a funny story how I became an FBLA, because I just walked into class one day, and it was just like, oh, you want to be an FBLA? Sure, why not? just walk in the club. And it was actually nice. Like, I met new people. I got hands-on training, I guess, like on, so sorry. I got to be a part of the voting delegates with Jari here. And it was really nice. Like, we had little meetings, and we got to meet new people, and it was a fun experience.
So my experience was pretty similar to Ashleen's. Basically, I started this school year, and Mr. Burnside was just like, there's a organization that I want you to be a part of, and you need to do it. So I was just like, okay, all right, I might as well. I mean, it's one more thing. It's going to look good on my resume. And I had heard about FBLA before, but I wasn't really too sure about what they exactly did. So once I finally started going to the meetings and stuff and learned a little bit more about what they actually did, I was like, okay, this is something that I would like to be a part of, especially because one of my main goals is to be an entrepreneur and ultimately own my own business, because I don't really want to work for anybody. I'm just going to be honest. So yeah, it was definitely a great experience being in this, in this club. And during the state conference, Ashleen and I, we competed for business ethics, and we wound up making it to the finals, and then ultimately we placed 5th. So I was really proud about that because we didn't have much preparation at all, pretty much like 2 hours before the competition. And we did our best, and we did a great job. So I'm really proud of us, and I'm thankful for this experience.
So I think an important thing that you can kind of notice in what they both touched on was the fact that they got to meet these new people and have these different experiences. So extracurricular, as Jahari was saying, is a great thing to have on your resume, and I think that's something that Mount Vernon High School definitely has to offer. So definitely get out there. I think it's important for all the students and for all the parents to be aware of all these different amazing opportunities that we have here and the amazing individuals that we have at our school as well. So